Good afternoon, everyone. This is Grand Dungeon Dead, or Grey Wolf with Grey Wolf's Gaming Corner, and I wanted to jump on Project Stardust as my next content video, mainly because Project Stardust just had a release come out, and the main purpose of the release, if you can see my screen here, they kind of hint at it, is to update the Star Wars tree for Project Stardust. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we can go through some of the some of the changes. So I'm in tier 2 and 3 right now. Let's jump into a battle that's not crazy busy because we don't want to completely offset the battle by sitting here in the lobby or in the game, but not really participating, and people getting upset because they're losing because it's too one-sided. So we'll go into one of the smaller servers, less impact, I think, and we'll start talking through some of the changes. So if we go to the tech tree, what you'll notice is, if you watched my MC 80, MC 90 video, this tree used to be in a different place, and the MC75 used to be up here on this line coming down, and you didn't have all these different assault frigates lined up in the same line. So they've changed a bit. And actually what happened was, where I was at before got moved over. So the MC90 used to come after the MC80. Well, if you look, you don't see the original MC80 anymore, because that is technically, I believe, now the Liberty. So the Liberty is essentially like the MC80, but if you look, the stats are maybe a little bit better. It seems to have a little bit higher speed. You've got a different layout here. You still have concussion missiles, but I've noticed some of the ships went from concussion missiles to proton torpedoes, and we'll go through some of that at some point. But you have heavy large turbo lasers on here now. I think it just had mediums before. I could be wrong, but it looks like they've made some changes to the MC80 Liberty, or the MC80 in the tree. And if I'm wrong about any of those changes, let me know. There is no, like, as far as I've been able to find, like a rubric or a guide to. And if somebody knows where that devlog is for that, that'd be awesome. I can go through that side of it. But from what I know, it's what I can see that's changed, and that's what I'm going through, because I haven't been able to find that information anywhere. So I had unlocked up to the MC90. MC90 is still in the tree here, but it's also sporting some heavy turbo lasers now. It's got a few changes made to it. It still has I think, the same fighter complement, maybe a little bit bigger. But the top speed is now 14 ZKT, which I believe it's better. I think it was 10 or 12 before. So it's a bit faster. I think there's a little more HP now, or significantly more HP now for both shields and the hull. So it's kind of cool. They've upped the stats of the ship quite a bit, as they've moved it down the tree. But it's still a tier 3. Or no, it went from tier 3, I believe, to tier 4. So it's a tier 4 now, so that's why they had to increase the power level a bit. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a cough today. But yeah, it's still a very good ship. I've enjoyed playing it. What I'm trying to do is go through and unlock the tree back to where I was at, and then I can make a decision whether I want to continue to pursue out to the home one, or just unlock. What I'd like to do is just unlock the Rebellion's full tree. So unlock all these ships in this middle tree, and then after that, I'll probably move on to either the Trade Federation, which has its own tree up here at the top, or down to possibly the New Republic, or probably the Empire, though, before the New Republic. So I might do like Galactic Empire era stuff first, which would be all these ships here. I went ahead and unlocked the Negotiator down here, which I believe these ships are basically the Republic ships after the Chancellor took over, essentially. um, but yeah, I'll do this line eventually as well. But I think I'm going to focus on the Imperial line here, and then also up here in the Rebellion fleet. I'd like to get all the Mon Cal ships unlocked first. I just like those ships. And then I think there's also, oh, let me look here. I think there's also some First Order stuff in one of these trees too. There's two trees here. I think one of them's First Order potentially, and the other one's Galactic Empire. But yeah, I'd like to get through the whole Star Wars tree. I know it's a huge chunk of experience to get through, but I plan to continue to produce content on each of these ships as I go through. I'm not going to redo the MC-75, even though I think it's a little bit more capable now. Probably just going to move forward with the new ships that I have. I do want to do this MC-30C missile cruiser, and then I'm just going to call it a missile cruiser because that's what it is. And then some of these lighter Mon Cal ships up here, I'm going to go through this whole line as well. And then I plan to go up the main cruiser line and get all the way to the tier 5s in these trees eventually. So that's kind of my goal. I have a ton of gold that I've unlocked to help me free XP my way through some of this stuff. I bought the Profundity here as a free XP ship at tier 3. I've been playing with that. I'm going to do a review of this. Instead of doing the MC-75 again, I'm going to do the premium. So lots of Roblox, specifically Project Stardust content to go through. And that's mainly why I've focused on Project Stardust for right now, because there's so much content to cover in this block. So let's jump into a ship here, and I can kind of show you guys some of the changes outside of the tree. So if you note, on the map now, you have these spawning points marked, and you'll only be able to highlight the one for your team. So automatically, they're giving you a better indication of what team you're on, what side you're on coming into the battle. And I believe, I could be mistaken, but I believe this changed with the update. So that's one change that I really like. And there's the different battle types have different spawn points and different patterns to the spawn point. And you can spawn further out. It's just really good setup. Probably help if I put auto aim on. There we go. And with everybody playing Star Wars ships, what I found is if you like just send in all your fighters, typically a lot of people on the other team are going to have fighters, and these big old Mon Cal ships do not have a lot of point defense without their fighters up. So I prefer to keep my fighters back and just like let them guard me and take on these capital ships ship to ship with ion cannons and turbo lasers. But this ship is much more capable tier for tier than it used to be. It's fully capable of taking on some of these smaller Star Destroyers and just giving them a bad day. I mean, 75k shields and 45k health. It's pretty soft, but if it's not focused, it can dish out some damage really quick. And it's got a significant amount of fighter cover. So we just keep rolling in. Just dishing out the fire. Just let those shields do their job, taking damage, and we'll switch to missiles on the next target. And then switch back to lasers and start unleashing on them. So he sent some TIE fighters at me, and my ships are tearing them up. And I'll go down in here somewhere. I'm just tanking my way through. But that's what you do. You just keep going until you get taken out. I mean, if you just look at the damage that I was able to do in that short amount of time, you know, 138,000 damage literally in a couple of minutes is not what I was getting before with this ship. And granted, it's towards the middle of the battle, and those guys were kind of like spawning in one at a time, so it was a pretty good way to just stream the experience. But yeah, I mean, it's not hard to grind experience in these ships now, which is a good thing, because if we go back to the tree, go back to the tech tree, the jump from the Liberty to the MC-80B is significant. You know, it's not massively significant. It's 350k XP. But still, 350k XP is a significant amount to grind. So that's my plan, is to work through to the MC-80B and then up the tech tree from there. We're going to go and continue up to the grinding on the MC-90 late. Now, the MC-80B, I do plan to go up to the MC-80A, unlock this bad boy, and probably work my way to the MC-93 eventually, and just continue to go through. This thing looks kind of like a Hoover vacuum, but continue to work my way through the Moncal tech tree until we get all these things unlocked, eventually getting up to the Viscounts, the Blue Diver, and MC-104. So that's my plan. I hope you guys are there along for the ride. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. Just a quick look at some of the changes in the new Star Wars tree. There's a lot of new ships to try. They've rearranged all the trees and separated them, so you know which lines you're going up and what you need to do. It's much more functional now. You may have lost a ship or two when they converted some of these ships over, but trust me, these newer ships at least in the Rebellion line so far, pack a punch, and they are definitely capable of making up the difference for what you lost. Even the MC-75 is a much better ship now, in my opinion. But I've had a great time playing. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today, and look for more in the coming 2024 year, both on Project Stardust. World of Tanks will be continued into the new year. Mech Warrior Online will continue into the new year, and also, let's see, World of Tanks, Mech Warrior Online, World of Warships, Project Stardust. Probably will be doing some more MTG Arena, as long as folks like that. If you guys don't like that, let me know in the comments on those videos. Tell me that's not your thing, and we'll stay away from that. But really looking for feedback from you folks in the comments, looking for more subscribers, trying to build the channel. So help me help you. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do some reviews on stuff that you guys are looking at if I can get to it. So would love to hear from you guys on the channel and where it's going. Other than that, that's all I got for today. Have a wonderful day. Have a happy new year, folks. I'll see you on the next one.